Today is the day the Red Beret thought would never come, because the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF has just been handed a 5 years prison sentence.
In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment.
No fine, no suspended sentence, direct jail time.
In terms of section 280, subsection 2 of Act 51 of 1977, the court orders that the sentence imposed in respect of counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 run concurrent with the sentence imposed in respect of count 1.
And I ask the question that, is this the end of the road for one of South Africa's most polarizing figures?
If he receives a sentence of longer than 12 months without the option of a fine, then he is immediately disqualified as a member of parliament.
In this video, let's break down exactly what happened, and all that you gotta do is to send money from Europe, Canada, America back into Africa using Lemfi. Lemfi is 100% free, and you even get £10 for free if you decide to use my code KwekuAfrica. KwekuAfrica.
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
So after a legal battle stretching back to 2018, magistrate delivered a crashing blow today at the Gukompo City. Malema was sentenced for 5 counts, including unlawful possession of a firearm and reckless endangerment. And I'm sure you remember that video from EFF's 5th anniversary rally. Now the court ruled that firing that rifle wasn't just a celebratory shot. In fact, it was a pre-planned act that put a number of lives at risk. Now, even before this sentence was handed down, so a day before, Julius Malema was spotted in photos going for cleansing in a river, and pictures went online. And the day before that, the Red Beret, members of the EFF, also stormed the city. And on the day came, his lawyer also argued that Julius Malema has been remorseful, and so they shouldn't put him behind bars. But
I do not agree. And I want to take this point further about the absence of remorse. They say, Mr. Malema has said these proceedings are an abuse of resources and the prosecutors are incompetent. That's what they say in their heads of argument. But my lady, if the prosecutor takes personal an accusation that they are incompetent, you know what happens? They violate Section 179 of the Constitution, which says that they must prosecute without fear, without favor, without prejudice. In other words, they must be prepared to accept the accusations and the criticisms from accused persons. They must not say, this accused person said that we are incompetent and therefore he must be punished more. Because that is not how the law works. The law works on a dispassionate basis. Whether someone has a loud mouth or that doesn't have a loud mouth, they must still be treated in accordance with the law. So we say that there is a deeper problem with this idea that because he said they were incompetent, therefore he must be punished, because it's not retributive, which is fine for sentencing, but it's vindictive, which is in conflict with the Constitution. So we say your ladyship cannot give an order that would be in violation of Section 179 of the Constitution.
But despite all of this, the judge decided to give him a direct 5-year sentence.
In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment. In respect of count 2, you are sentenced to a period of 2 years imprisonment. In respect of count 3, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 4, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 5, you are sentenced to pay a fine of 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In terms of Section 280, subsection 2 of Act 51 of 1977, the court orders that the sentence imposed in respect of counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 run concurrent with the sentence imposed in respect of count 1.
But the sentence is not even a problem, because this is why this is a political earthquake. In fact, under South African law, if you are sentenced to more than 12 months in prison without the option of a fine, you lose your seat in parliament, and you are also banned from public office. And now, this 5-year sentence effectively ends Julius Malema's politics in career. Unless he can win an appeal, then his political career is over. And we've seen the same script before with Jacob Zuma, and now Malema is facing the same constitutional war.
If Mr. Malema is sentenced to more than a year in prison without the option of a fine, this could have profound effects on his political career. So my starting point is, what are the chances that this could result in a custodial sentence?
Good evening. Yes, I think the chances are very good. The fact that he has already been found guilty, and now it is a question about the sentence itself, removes the uncertainty about what will be or might that be the outcome. It is now about just the severity of the sentence. 12 months for this type of or less is for this type of transgression. It will be seen by the public in general as actually something that has been influenced by political factors. So I think it is unlikely that he will receive a sentence which will be less than that. Whether there's the option of a fine, I think that is the other aspect. I'm obviously not a lawyer, I'm a political scientist, so I can't express myself so much on that.
Yeah.
But the point is, if he receives a sentence of longer than 12 months without the option of a fine, then he is immediately disqualified as a member of parliament. And I think then all the other consequences will follow after that, as in terms of what his position, for example, in the EFF will be.
You talk about the political descriptions around this case. The EFF itself has long called this a political, quote-unquote, witch hunt. I'm trying to get into the mind of the presiding officer here, Magistrate Toinette Olivier. Do you believe that she probably will want to send a message here through her sentencing of Mr. Malema, or do you believe that she might be lenient depending on what the aggravating circumstances versus mitigating circumstances will be, which will be probably debated this week in court?
Yeah, I think she's under tremendous pressure because by implication she knows that there's a lot of public attention on what she's going to decide or will announce, that it will have political implications. It's unavoidable. In either way, whether it is a lenient sentence or a one which will disqualify him to continue in Parliament. So I think what is most possibly going to happen is that because she presented a judgment which was exceptionally long and exceptionally in detail, and it almost gave you the indication that she prepared herself or to defend herself in the case of an appeal. And that is most possibly what is going to happen. When our constitution is saying that when there's an appeal pending, then the person is not yet disqualified as a member of Parliament. So all the appeals must first be exhausted before that takes effect.
Outside the courtroom, the scene became electric.
So it's a big day for EFF leader Julius Malema. As you can see, EFF supporters are currently marching through the streets of Ugompo.
Here with us. The crowd is upbeat this morning.
Absolutely, we are confident. We are in high spirits. We want to give our president the confidence that we have his back, we are behind him, and he must never be afraid of anything.
I mean, it's easy to imagine that last night would have not been an easy night for him. I don't imagine he got a good night's sleep last night.
Look, he spent time with the family. Obviously, everyone is concerned. Everyone has a little bit of anxiety, but we trust the judicial process. We think we made good arguments in court yesterday through Advocate Mugayetomi, who dismantled the prosecution's claims and revealed their inconsistencies and contradictions. So we're very jubilant and excited.
I understand, and Julius Malema has made this clear that appeals processes will ensue depending on the outcome of today's court proceedings. You've already got a team at the High Court primed to do just that.
Yeah, in Grahamstown, our Treasurer General will be leading a team that is going to immediately launch the necessary appeals process to ensure that the President Commander-in-Chief does not spend even a second in any jail cell, because that is the intention. They want to humiliate him. They want any opportunity to say he's now a convict who is in prison. So we are ready. We are on standby in the Grahamstown High Court, and we are confident that it will go well.
So now I asked you this yesterday about the fact that it's an election year, that depending on how this decision goes today, it could be damning for the EFF. Do you think that that's a fair assessment?
Look, it's an assessment that's warranted to be made. I think anyone who's an observer, who's keen on politics, should ask that question. So it's not a bad question to ask. We are also saying that in any eventuality, the EFF is an organization with systems in place that will be able to sustain itself regardless of whatever happens to any leader of it. But we know our leader is going to come out.
But this is what is happening now. So as it stands now, the EFF legal team is moving for an immediate appeal and a bail extension. And they are calling this a political hit job orchestrated by capital interests. But for now, the law has spoken, and the law is the law, and it is what it is. So that is up with Julius Malema. Until he's able to appeal, everything will be over for him. Everything will be over for the EFF, and his political career will come to an end. So I ask with this question: is this a fair sentence for a firearm violation, or is this a targeted move to remove a radical voice from the 2026 political landscape? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if there is anything I missed out, please let me know in the comment section. It's a wrap for today.